Thank you for joining us. I'm Felicity Eziwike. Tonight begins in Rivers State. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is set to conduct local government elections across the 23 council areas of the state. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has accused the Inspector General of Police IGP, Kayode Egbetokun, and the entire police force of conniving with an Abuja-based politician to scuttle the election. The governor, who made the allegations on Friday at a World Press Conference at the Government House in Port Harcourt, vowed that the local government election cannot be stopped or truncated because a particular person does not want it conducted.
I have to say this on a very strong note. We've been taking enough nonsense from this institution. Everybody is aware of the court judgment. And even the judgment as they call it, the ruling. Did the ruling specify anywhere that the election should not hold? He said, don't give voters register. What are we doing with it? Okay, police, don't provide security. Don't provide security. Is this the same thing as blocking the election? I don't know what the relationship between Inspector General of Police and one person who claims he has so much power in this state. I don't know the relationship because it's beginning to go beyond the normal professional relationship. I said the government wrote a letter with the judgment that we have to him, and what he's acting on is what he called the federal government, the judgment he got from the Federal High Court. Even at that, if we should go by that, the judgment in the Federal High Court, did he say election should be bad? Lifu, that justice that gave that fraudulent judgment, did he say no election? Rather, it technically said, don't provide. We don't need your security. We will provide our own security. After all, it happened in Anambra. Go and work with your security. But this election must hold. If you like whatever it is you want to do, do it. The election will hold, result will be declared. People will be sworn in. Yes. I say it here. What kind of a country is it? And when it comes to the issue of Rivers State, it becomes different. You're not ashamed of yourself. You call yourself Inspector General of Police.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. I will be here. In fact, if I go back and I hear anybody, I will come here. This is my property. And you don't have any power whatsoever to bar me from entering it.
Yes.
Just try it. That part of your history as a very wicked and fraudulent Inspector General of Police will include shooting Fubara.
Yes.
I think I've given you enough respect. Well, let me say it to all Rivers indigents. Everyone residing in Rivers State, election will hold.
Yes.
Yes. Election will hold.
Yes.
Anything that wants to happen, let it happen.
Let it happen.
We are here. All other states did that. We are here.
I don't understand.
We're not going anywhere. We don't fear anybody. We are here. All other states did that.
So, everybody, just relax. Nothing is happening.
Nothing, no.
We are ready. If we know that this is going to be the last fight, and we will take it to the end.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has cautioned the Nigerian police against derailing democracy, charging the people of Rivers State to participate in the Saturday local government election. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara reaffirmed on Thursday that the local government election will take place despite protest from supporters of his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, who is currently the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. In response, the PDP, through its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, stated that the people of Rivers State are prepared for the election. According to Ologunagba, the State Commission has confirmed its readiness and possession of the necessary materials to conduct the election, asserting that no court under the Electoral Act 2022 can halt the process. Let's go now live to our correspondent in Rivers, Austin Azu, for further updates. Austin, thanks for joining us. A lot has happened in the build-up to this election. The D-Day is tomorrow. What is the mood like in that town?
Good evening. First and foremost, the mood here in Port Harcourt depicts that of the election, but however, the political atmosphere is still tensed up as most of the residents of the state quite indecisive of whether they will go to the poll tomorrow or not. But however, we spoke to a cross-section of them, and they expressed readiness for the poll, but their worries and fears remains that the election should be peaceful. And however, who is to guarantee a peaceful election? Of course, it's the police. But the police have pulled out from this exercise, so definitely to guarantee peace and security becomes like every man's business. So who will be going to the poll tomorrow, and who can guarantee their safety becomes a question that is begging for an answer.
The allegations that the governor is putting out against the Inspector General of Police, questioning his authority to stop security in the state. Is there any response, perhaps, from the presidency as to whether security will be provided? Because, I mean, people need to have a sense of security before they go out.
Yes, from what we gathered from the police here in the state, of course, they said that their services will not be provided for the election. But nevertheless, that they will guarantee peace and security across the states. That if there's any breakdown of law and order in any part of the state, that they will respond swiftly. Nevertheless, the residents of the states are not quite happy about this development, and they are still expressing worries over their safety during this election that is bid for tomorrow.
The governor talked about providing his own security. Is he talking about maybe other arms of the security agency, maybe like the NSCDC or a vigilante kind of group?
Yes, it did. But however, of course, this evening we saw heavily armed soldiers, at the premises of the RISEC. And earlier in the morning, we saw the presence of NSCDC and a few couple of individuals believed to be, private security agencies, and of course the vigilante group to mention about. Well, of course, you know that the job of the police cannot be taken away because, of course, the citizens have this cordial relationship with the police over the years, and it seems to be like police is your friend. But when you have the presence of army close at the polling unit or along the road, of course, definitely that will send a very strong information to any intended voter who wants to go to the poll. So it becomes a concern that the police will not be visibly present at the polling units and far away. Of course, they are supposed to be during the election. So these have become part of the worries that residents of the state are expressing. But however, other people have claimed that the election will be peaceful, considering the assurances from the governor and other stakeholders for the election. But however, we said some time ago that 17 political parties will be contesting these local government elections. Nevertheless, most of them will still have some of their, supporters who will provide security for their people who will be coming for the poll. But the primary assurance still remains the fact that the absence of the police is creating a lot of tension, unnecessary tension among those intended voters that will be going to the poll tomorrow. I know fully well that the army cannot in any way handle the issues of the police.
All right, Austin, it's imperative you exercise extreme caution as you go about tomorrow covering the elections, please. All right, still on election matters. All is certainly not well within the Labour Party in Abia State, as members seem lost in the program of the state executive concerning the forthcoming local government elections. While some members say the party primary has been held, others are still hoping for the primary to hold. Chinwe Ugele has details for us.
There are indications that the internal disagreements within the Labour Party is not abating anytime soon. While some of the opposition parties in Abia State seem poised for the local government elections of November 2, 2024, such cannot be said of the Labour Party, which now has two factions.
So there's nothing strange happening, and based on the timetable of the APSEC, I think Labour Party will meet with the deadline and everything is on course. There's no confusion anywhere.
For the local government election, the All Progressives Congress has opted out for reasons of inadequate time for preparation, while the People's Democratic Party has conducted their primaries. It remains unclear how the Labour Party is handling theirs, even as all primaries end on Friday, October 4, 2024. Lots of party faithful of Labour Party have gathered here at their party secretariat in Umuahia to pick nomination forms for the various positions of interest. Unfortunately, the party chairman is yet to arrive at the secretariat as of past 2 p.m. on this day.
I'm here to collect a form for a councillor. Since 9 o'clock. The party chairman is not yet around. They asked us to wait. So I know maybe something might have kept them waiting. Maybe they are holding a meeting for our own favor.
I think what they are doing is still negotiating and trying to put in one or two things in place. But as you can see, we need a lot of fastening up. We have been here since morning. The same thing happened yesterday.
Attempts to get the acting chairman of Labour Party in the state, Emmanuel Oti, to speak on the developments failed. As if the confusion of some intending contestants is not enough, members of the party from Aba North local government area are protesting alleged imposition of a candidate for the council.
We have come here to tell our amiable governor, Dr. Les Choma Oti, that he should please allow us to exercise our right of democracy, where we can go and vote our choice, because this third tier of government is very important to us. We want people that know us.
They took their protest to the government house in Umuahia to drum it into the ears of the governor that they want to be part of the primaries to ensure the candidate is actually the choice of the masses.
We are the one that will suffer it when the time comes. Yes. What has happened in the state in these few months or years that has gone is quite unfavorable to all the members here. Yes. Other people have been getting, so let them allow us to elect our own person, somebody we want. Yes. That even if he messes us up, we say, okay, it is our choice. Yes. Let them not impose anybody on us.
Chief Press Secretary to Governor Alex Oti Ukohanjoko, who received them, promised to take their complaints to the governor.
Your message is well noted, and I will do a memo to His Excellency.
Hopefully, those who are interested in contesting elections on the 2nd of November will get a chance to pick the forms and express their interest. In Umuahia for News Central, Chinwe Ugele.
If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. Tension, fear as local government elections set to hold in Rivers State. President Tinubu withdraws CFR award, confers GCON on House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas after outcry. Borno State declares cholera outbreak weeks after devastating floods. DR Congo to start Mpox vaccination campaign. Let's bring you a business-related story now. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced the introduction of the electronic foreign exchange margin system for foreign exchange FX transactions in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. The new system, which is to be implemented not later than December 1, 2024, and preceded by a 2-week test run in November, is expected to enhance governance, transparency, and facilitate a market-driven exchange rate that will be accessible to the public. The central bank disclosed this in a circular, which was addressed to all authorized dealers. The bank said the platform will further reduce speculative activities, eliminate market distortions, and give the CBN improved oversight capabilities to effectively regulate the market. To unpack this, we're joined by Chartered Accountant Aki Fatunke. Aki, thank you for joining us. How does the introduction of electronic platforms in the FX market impact the liquidity and efficiency of currency trading in Nigeria?
Thank you, Felicity. Pleasure to be here. I'd like to say that maybe about 3 or 4 dimensions. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more secured. It's going to be much more transparent. And like you said in your beautiful intro, which I listened to, the ethical side of governance, talking about the antitrust, the anti-competition, is going to be highly, highly effective. It's going to deepen the market participation because more people will want to come in through technology, okay? And to say that it's going to boost economic growth, will be at the end of the day, especially if you look at it from enhancing the supply side, which has always been an issue. Discourage speculations, discourage hoarding. Those are some of the more immediate impact that we expect to see in what the central bank, has just introduced.
What technological infrastructure is required to support real-time electronic foreign exchange transactions across multiple financial institutions?
I can think of about 3, 4 or thereabout. The high-speed networks, we have to have the data centers which must be functioning. We must also have cloud services. All these are techie comments that I am making. People who are techie savvy will really understand, but you don't have to be techie savvy to now know that these things are going to be real-time online. We now also need infrastructures in the area of robust security systems that will make reliable connectivity through the LAN. That's the local area network, and the WAN, wide area network. With these infrastructures in place, their backbone, their grandfather, father, son, in terms of redundancy, I can tell you, we are like reaching out for the skies.
All right, but is there any comments, any assurances as to plans that has been put in place to mitigate the risk of cyber attacks in this new system that the CBN is working on?
Felicity, will you believe that despite the way you look at it, and perhaps I look at it, or whatever perception that we have, Nigeria is at the forefront when it comes to fintech, comes to area of technology, both male and female, and they are spread all over, despite the japa, okay, and some of the things that we are seeing in the banking system, well, some banking system, that is the techies moving away from Nigeria, and somehow they are being asked to come back. And so one of the risk mitigating factors will be the robust encryption system that has been introduced. And then we have the APIs, which is now secured. By API, I'm talking about application programming interface, which is now working real-time online. And I can say to you with a pride on my chest to tell you that Kenya, and I can also say South Africa, somehow the other are even looking at Nigeria. Look, how is it that you are developing this? Despite that certain things are just not in place, Nigerians are just up there. Now, there is also a risk mitigating factor in the strict access control. And don't forget, we must never forget that the CBN itself has what we describe as access control to enhance security, to enhance integrity of transactions.
You certainly seem to hold a lot of confidence in this new move by the CBN. I guess by December we'll know for sure. There's a test run in November. December we'll know for sure. Thank you as always for speaking with us.
Always a pleasure. My country is on top of it and we are there. Thank you.
President Bola Tinubu has elevated the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, to the status of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. This decision follows a debate in the House of Representatives concerning the initial conferment of the Commander of the Federal Republic on both the Speaker and the Deputy Senate President. After reviewing the debate, President Tinubu chose to upgrade the Speaker's honor in line with the National Order of Precedence. The Speaker, alongside the Senate President, other principal officers of the National Assembly, and the Chief Justice of Nigeria will be formally decorated with their new honors in a forthcoming ceremony. Let's bring you one of our top stories tonight. The Borno state government has officially declared a cholera outbreak following a surge in suspected cholera cases majorly caused by the recent floods that devastated parts of the state. As of the latest reports, there are 451 suspected cases, with 128 confirmed positive through rapid diagnostic tests and 17 cases confirmed through culture testing. Health officials are urging residents to prioritize hygiene and seek medical attention if they experience symptoms.
Officially declaring a cholera outbreak in Borno State. Following the reports of sporadic cases of watery diarrhea and positive rapid diagnosis tests, as well as positive culture results from the National Reference Laboratory, we are now facing a significant public health challenge that demands urgent attention and action. So far, we have not witnessed any death or mortality in Borno State as a result of cholera. The state is still expecting more supplies of the cholera vaccines from the Federal Ministry of Health. However, we are recording increasing number of acute watery diarrhea, which is suspicious of cholera, which is not unconnected with the flood devastation. However, you have to bear in mind our neighbors, Adamawa State has also declared cholera outbreak recently, in fact, with a lot of fatalities. We've also seen situations similar to this in
The Nigerian Medical Association has proposed public-private partnership in the health sector to enhance sustainability and efficiency in order to reverse medical tourism in favor of the country. This proposal was made at a medical expo recently held in Lagos to find ways of strengthening Nigeria's private health sector to be a key player in the global health industry. News Centre's Omolola Ololade reports.
Nigeria contributes an annual flight capital of over $2 billion to medical tourism industry through its export of patients, thereby boosting the economies of other nations. To stem this negative trend, the Nigerian Medical Association at the Healthcare Expo proposed the adoption of public-private partnerships in the health sector to enhance sustainability and efficiency towards reversing the current flow of medical tourism.
Is informed by the decision of the Nigeria Medical Association to take steps that will help us to reverse medical tourism in this country in favor of Nigeria, so that Nigerians will not have to travel out of this country in order to seek for health care.
While the country's inadequate healthcare infrastructure and the mass exodus of qualified medical personnel to other countries may have contributed to the surge in medical tourism, experts believe providing medical practitioners with the necessary support will change the narrative of brain drain in the country.
Why can't we see our own doctors here in Lagos and in Nigeria? It's because we've not paid attention to ensuring that their welfare, their space, their environment is properly regulated, that they are appreciated, and we're paying correct tariffs for their services. When we're also partnering with private health insurance agencies, HMOs, to be able to allow them to operate in Lagos, but at the same time to make sure that they're not undermining each other and that that space is regulated and controlled by a combination of both government and private sector.
Medical practitioners, however, emphasize the importance of reversing medical tourism while urging the government to play its role in ensuring that the healthcare space is protected to accommodate private investment.
It's important we reverse medical tourism, and it has to be driven by the Nigerian Medical Association so that we can give opportunity for people to know what are the healthcare indices, healthcare healthcare services available for us in Nigeria. They are cost effective. There's little dollar flight because what you pay for those services abroad are very, very much. For example, to get a kidney transplant done in America, you take about 2.5 years to be on the list.
From the perspective of experts, retaining healthcare spending within the country will help stem medical tourism, as those funds will be reinvested into further developing medical infrastructure and services. In Lagos, for News Central, I am Omolola Ololade.
Over 120 indigent children in Plateau State are set to benefit from different types of empowerment program that will put them on a higher pedestal to live normal lives again like other children. These are children at the Jofin Orphanage Home in Plateau State, receiving both educational and other humanitarian needs from Stanley Uzochukwu Foundation after spotting the children during a visit. News Center's Chizoba Anyowe tells us more.
50 of these children here were orphaned because of the increase in the activities of banditry and other violent attacks in some parts of Plateau State and Nigeria as a whole. They have been here for many years. Some of the children started living here as early as when they were 2 years old. The joy they hold now is that Stanley Uzochukwu Foundation has seen their plight and decided to cater for their feeding, educational needs, and general well-being for many years to come.
We have gone on a couple of journeys, a couple of programs that we have covered, youth empowerment, widows relief, widows empowerment, and largely, which is our core vision, is sustaining these children that we, gather from different parts of Nigeria. We have covered 5 states so far, and this is our first project, orphanage project in Plateau State. And we plan, by the special grace of God, as we go on, we plan to cover all 36 states, of course, with the help and the support of the state government.
This kind gesture is not common, especially with the current economic downturn in Nigeria. These are the rolled out plans of Stanley Uzochukwu Foundation for these children.
We partner with orphanage homes, we partner with the Ministry of Women Affairs in catering for these children. So sometimes even with the missionaries as well, we see these children. When we get reports about them, we go to where we found them, like the ones that we got to in Lagos. They were under the bridge around Lagos Island. We went there, we spoke to them. I mean, these children sometimes, they've only known the life of the streets. So you have to take them through rehabilitation counseling. You have to convince them that there's hope for a better future, because some of them may have lost hope. So when we bring them into the juvenile homes that we have to take them through rehabilitation. We have to take them through counseling, through therapy, before we mix them with the other children.
With upcoming projects, which include the drilling of a borehole, completion of classroom blocks, furnished with modern learning aids, and the provision of other humanitarian needs for the children. This, however, left the beneficiaries of the orphanage home in awe.
We want to really thank the Stanley Uzochukwu Foundation for all they've done all over the country, and for reaching out to Plateau State, and for starting in this orphanage.
Dr. Stanley Uzochukwu has been a great help to Jofin Home, and I'm so excited, and I pray that the Lord will bless him, he will keep him, he will protect him.
I want to thank God for this opportunity he has given to us in the home through Dr. Stanley Uzochukwu, and I pray that the Lord will continue to bless his foundation.
I want to say God will bless him more and more and expand his horizon for what he has been doing.
Stanley Uzochukwu Foundation also announced the empowerment grant of 40 million naira to 80 small medium-scale business owners across Nigeria, with the ceremony to hold in Lagos on October 5, 2024, where each beneficiary will go home with 500,000 naira. In Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyowe.
At an event held in Lagos, Nigeria liquefied natural gas marked a significant milestone in celebrating the voices of impact, recognizing journalists and storytellers who shape public understanding and discourse. Central to this celebration is NLNG's sponsorship of the largest award prizes in Africa for science and literature, aimed at fostering greater engagement and dialogue in Nigeria. News Center's Chidimma Ona has more.
Over the past 20 years, Nigeria liquefied natural gas has contributed to establishing Nigeria's voice on the global stage by showcasing the country's literary and creative excellence through awards. At the heart of this celebration, the keynote speaker, a prominent figure in the Nigerian media landscape, emphasized the event's purpose to honor the voices driving change in science, literature, and other human endeavors.
My voice is a powerful tool for communicating your expertise, the confidence and authority, and the aggregation of such voices is what translates to human institutions that are responsible for the proper functioning of the society. NLNG remains a dominant figure of selflessness and altruism when it comes to looking beyond itself, its objectives, its primary assignment to celebrating voices that are breaking new grounds across all the fields of human endeavors.
A highlight of the event was a presentation of awards to creatives, followed by a fireside chat where panelists discussed the future of media and journalism. Topics included leveraging the internet to amplify content, monetizing archives, and the increasing role of artificial intelligence in today's newsrooms.
AI can be used as a tool to help me, yes, maybe break down the calculations, maybe help me summarize it, but still at the end of the day, I think your story still has to be authentic, has to be original. Newsrooms are using AI to summarize their documents, do the numbers, I think that's fine, but still at the end of the day, the best story that wins is the one that's original, that's authentic, that is true.
Beyond just the archiving imperative of archiving, like of documenting, there's actually also a commercial angle to it. This is stuff people will pay for. Again, to just say it, beyond just the fact that yes, it is important for historical reasons to archive, there is money to be made from archiving.
Ultimately, NLNG's commitment to celebrating Nigerian voices and fostering creativity serves as a beacon for the potential that lies within the nation. This initiative is a reminder that Nigeria is home to immense talent, much of which still awaits recognition on both local and international stages. In Lagos for News Central, Chidimma Ona.
The School of Politics, Policy and Governance has expressed confidence about Africa's future, saying inclusive governance and collective efforts by citizens will reposition the continent to become a global leader in development. This was made known by the founder of the school, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, as the school hosted the Africa Conference in Abuja, which brought together representatives from 12 African countries to foster collaboration in the pursuit of ethical leadership in governance reform. She says that the school has continued to serve as a breeding ground for leaders with character, competence, and capacity that will prioritize public good over self-interest.
Well, the Africa Conference is really an idea that is the product of our broader idea that our continent is deserving of exemplary leaders who model the three important attributes that we consider the foundation for effective leadership. Leadership that is ethical and that serves the common good, not the distortion that has resulted in leadership that subverts the common good and serves self.
Glad you're still with us. The Democratic Republic of Congo, the epicenter of an mpox outbreak, will launch a vaccination campaign against the virus on October 5 and will start with the areas most affected due to the current limited stocks of vaccines. Health Minister Samuel Roger Kamba confirmed this at a press conference in the capital, Kinshasa. The African Union's Disease Control Center said more than 800 people across Africa have died from Mpox.
De demain, le 5 octobre, la campagne de vaccination. Bien sûr, nous allons lancer en tenant compte des doses dont nous disposons et en tenant compte de la stratégie que nous avons prise, c'est-à-dire de toucher d'abord les zones les plus impactées par les virus. De Goma, demain, quand on lance, on amène...
Let's join our business desk for today's business news.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Nigeria aims to increase its oil and gas production to 4 million barrels of oil and 10 billion cubic feet of gas per day by the year 2030. This was announced by Olu Verjin, the special advisor to the president on energy, via her official X account. New fiscal incentives, including a VAT waiver for gas and diesel, were introduced by President Bola Tinubu to attract investment. ESCOM has relied heavily on diesel-fueled auxiliary turbines to prevent power cuts in South Africa due to delays in restoring generation capacity. About 2,685 megawatts of capacity failed to return to service as scheduled on September 23, though the utility activated these units. Additionally, increased electricity demand from cold weather has worsened the situation. While ESCOM has successfully avoided rolling blackouts for over 6 months, plant outages have led to increased use of open-cycle gas turbines during peak demand. The National Petroleum Authority is partnering with the Bank of Ghana and credit bureaus to implement credit ratings aimed at improving financial transparency in Ghana's petroleum sector. Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti, NPA's Director of Regulation and Planning, indicated that this initiative will assist businesses in managing risks and enhancing creditworthiness among oil marketers. Initially voluntary, the system is anticipated to gain traction as its benefits become clear, with plans for a full rollout by early next year. The International Monetary Fund and Ghanaian authorities have agreed on a third review of Ghana's $3 billion loan program, according to an IMF statement released on Friday. Additionally, the West African nation, a producer of gold and cocoa, is close to finalizing a debt restructuring process under the G20's Common Framework Initiative after defaulting on much of its $30 billion international debt in 2022. The IMF noted that performance under the program has been generally satisfactory. Upon completion of the Executive Board review, Ghana will gain access to $360 million in financing. Finally, the Zimbabwean government plans to pay an initial $20 million this month to foreign white farmers and local black farmers who lost their land during farm invasions under former leader Robert Mugabe. This funding is part of the 2024 budget aimed at reviving the country's agriculture sector and promoting economic recovery. Finance Minister Mtuli Nkobi noted that the compensation will benefit foreign farmers from countries like Belgium and Germany, alongside 400 Black Zimbabweans. And that's all on Business News. I am Lekon Onobanjo.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
And in sports, Black Stars of Ghana coach calls up 25 players for the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Sudan. Meanwhile, Juventus and French player Paul Pogba's 4-year drug ban has been reduced to 18 months. Favor Itua has details of these and other stories.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
And in sport, Kano Pillars head coach Usman Abdallah has revealed that the duo of Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi have joined the team. Abdallah further disclosed that the duo have been training with the squad for some time and they are in contention for Sunday's MPFL game against Sunshine Stars. Musa had hinted a return to the league last month in social media posts with speculations about him rejoining Pillars. The Super Eagles winger has been without a club since leaving Sivasspor at the end of last season. Meanwhile, Shehu Abdullahi has not played competitive football since 2023 after he left Levski Sofia. The 31-year-old had previously played for Pillars, joining them in 2012 as a free agent. Although the two players have been celebrated for their decision to return to the Nigerian League, it is unclear if both were registered for the new season, being that the window closed last month. Still talking football, Black Stars of Ghana coach Otto Addo has called up 25 players for the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Sudan. Defenders Alexander Jiku and Gideon Mensah are back in the squad after missing out on last month's qualifiers against Angola and Niger. FC Sramates left back Isaac Aful has been handed the maiden call-up after an impressive performance in the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League and the ongoing Premier League. Olympic Lyon forward Enes Noma and Ibrahim Suleimana of Atalanta have also made a return to the squad after recovering from injury setbacks that kept them out of last month's qualifiers. Ghana will play Sudan at the Accra Sports Stadium on Thursday, October 11th, before traveling to Libya for the reverse fixture at the Mata of Benina Stadium in Benina, Libya on Tuesday, October 14th, 2024. And to wrap up sports update, Paul Pogba's 4-year drug ban has been reduced to 18 months following a successful appeal at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Pogba, who tested positive for a banned substance in the first game of the 2023-24 season, is free to start playing for Juventus again from March next year. Italy's National Anti-Doping Tribunal accepted the request of the Anti-Doping Prosecutor's Office to hand out a 4-year ban last March, which is the standard length of ban under the World Anti-Doping Code WADA. It meant Pogba would not have returned to football until March 2027. A 4-year anti-doping ban can be reduced in cases where an athlete can prove it was not intentional, was the result of contamination, or if they can provide substantial assistance to help investigators. And that wraps it up on Sports Update. I'm Favor Itwa.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
Up next is entertainment.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Tonight on Entertainment News, Nigerian rapper and Penthouse record label boss held a listening party in Lagos at midnight to celebrate the release of his 5th studio album. Entertainment reporter Sam Dandy was live to give us the update.
What are you looking for most in this project? Like, what part of it are you looking forward to seeing or hearing the most?
I saw that he has a song with Faye. I'd love to hear that song. That's like the first song I'm going to listen to when it's out.
And track 7. Is it track 7? There's a track that's really, really nice, party. That one I've already put it aside for my set, so I can't wait for that. Yeah, track 7.
I'm expecting greatness because it's Fino.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what I'm looking forward to, greatness.
I'm not really excited about music these days, but I've had the privilege of listening to Fino's, this album, the full-time job, and I think it's brilliant.
5th studio album. What do you think? What are you expecting?
Well, like we already know a few guys that they never get it wrong. I always say with or without, you know that they always bring their A game. Well, he's one act that takes his time. Fino is one where you can't believe him to put out music.
Talking about this entire project, I mean, what do you remember? What do you think fans are going to like or take away from it?
Good music. Good music. Definitely the Fino that they've missed, they will take that out.
I expect greatness as usual, man. It's Fino, the playmaker. Full-time job is the name of the album. Yeah, man. It's someone that I really, really respect. He's a G, he's an OG. You get me? Shout out to, he's a brother from the East.
Jonathan Major's bodybuilding movie, Magazine Dreams, is set to be released in early 2025 after being pulled from Disney's film slate due to Major's legal troubles. Briarcliff Entertainment has acquired the domestic distribution rights to the film, which features Majors as an amateur bodybuilder alongside Haley Burnett. CEO Tom Ottenberg praised Major's performance as a transformative role in recent cinema. Originally acquired by Searching Light after acclaim at the Sundance Film Festival, Magazine Dreams was scheduled for a December release but was postponed amid Major's trial. In December, a New York jury found Majors guilty of assault and harassment against his former girlfriend, resulting in a conviction for reckless assault in the third degree and a non-criminal harassment charge. He was sentenced to a 52-week domestic violence prevention program but avoided jail time. Majors was previously set to reprise his role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe but has since seen changes to his projects, including the replacement of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty with Avengers: Doomsday. That's all on Entertainment Tonight.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
And that's all tonight, but before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Tension, fear as local government election is set to hold in Rivers State. President Tinubu has withdrawn CFR award, conferred GCON on House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas after outcry. Borno State has declared cholera outbreak in aftermath of flood. We also told you that DR Congo is set to start Mpox vaccination campaign. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Abo TV, and on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. Have a good night and a lovely weekend.